This is a place in London where I came to help one of the Indian artists called Vivek Joshi. He's a very good talented artist from Rajasthan, and he does fur paintings, which is 600-year-old art from his family. And he's when I checked the space, and I thought this is a place where he should exhibit, and many people will notice it. And when I checked with Sachi Gallery staff the charges for renting this space for one day exhibition, and I was shocked by the charges they told me for space of 40 meter by 200 meter for one day, and it is 10,000 pounds, which is like 9 to 10 lakhs in Indian rupees. And that's a moment when I realized the gravity of the problem faced by many artists. I met Mr. James Goodwin here in Christie's, who helped me to understand how the art is valued differently. And I was stunned and shocked to know the fact art gets valued more when artist is not live. That's the irony of this art business and art valuation. And while I was traveling on London buses and tubes, I was constantly thinking how I can help these people and how I can make difference in their life. The thought of making big social impact gave me so much energy. So I started Nakshi's journey with a LinkedIn community called Global Artist Book. Started as a art community for artists from all over the world. Actually, I started small way with connecting with couple of hundred artists, and then started giving them tips on how to sell on internet so that they can reach to the right people and make right connections. The community started growing, and today we have more than 20,000 connections on LinkedIn. So my purpose of connecting the artists to the world was served to that LinkedIn community. But then I felt need of doing something on, because I was just advising them, and then many people said, okay, this online platform charges this much commission, they charge upfront money, they charge subscription fee, you have to pay for uploading all your artwork. Even if it doesn't get sold, they have to pay for it. Offline galleries obviously charge huge commission. So I started listing down all those problems, and I announced the online independent platform called Global Artist Book, where I thought I'll solve all these problems. So the online platform started with Global Artist Book. Then I filed the trademark, and there I came across big stumbling block. Facebook took objection on the registering book as in word in my trademark. Then I started looking for alternative name for my venture, and Nakshi came in my mind naturally. Nakshi actually represents artistic pattern and intricate design work. When I actually dig a little further, Nakshi is used 5 centuries back in India, in South Asia, and in Africa as well. In one of the African language, Swahili, Nakshi is used for intricate engravings. So there were plenty of references. Nakshi word represents legacy of artists and art, and it actually truly represents our passion for art and artists. So then I zeroed down on the Nakshi as in name for our venture. In our journey, solve all the problems faced by artists and the consumers. We did a lot of improvements. So we introduced licensed reproduction model, and we started taking reproduction license from artists, and that solved 2 problems. One is that provided royalty to artists for each art merchandise sold without even selling their original artwork. The consumers who were not very much keen in buying fine art, they also started interested in buying those print merchandise like cushion covers to curtains. It increased reach of the artists and artwork to common people, and we truly made art accessible and affordable to all the people. When you start new venture and new startups, and when it is at nascent stage, you really need some hand-holding. And Ompeg acted as an incubator for me, helping me through initial journey, because I made a lot of connections with Ompeg, and those people helped me a lot in small or big way, making Nakshi a big success. When you are at nascent stage, early stage of the startup, you do a lot of things on your own, from marketing, finance to product development, and you really don't get time to network with a lot of people. But Ompeg solved that problem, from starting from initial few artists to today, making 2,000 artists on Nakshi, from getting SCI's HMRC approval to Startup India recognition, selecting in NASSCOM, and becoming a popular startup in GSC Europe Accelerator. All those things we couldn't achieve if I wouldn't have good connections and network around me. So I really want to thank to all the Ompeg core members and founders for the great opportunity they provided to me, and wish Ompeg a very, very huge success in the coming years.